Hey guys, it's Beth and welcome back to my channel, and today I'm back with the rest of the Christmas cards that I'm going to send out that I made using the Cozy Lodge pad this time. Most of the cards I made I had used my Pine Street Square pad, but I'm also working on this Cozy Lodge pad from Recollections, and so I ended up making some of the cards out of this pad as well. So I just wanted to share these with you real quick. And last week is when I shared the video on kind of the bulk of the cards that I made and using the Pine Street Square pad. So I'm not going to go into tons of detail this time, but in case you missed it, I will go over like the dimensions and stuff. But I wanted a card where I could kind of do a little hidden photo on the inside that wasn't just your normal open and close card. I wanted there to be like a little bit of fun interest to it. So I'm calling this a fun fold card, but it's maybe a stretch because it's still a normal fold. It just doesn't come all the way over. It's by no means fancy fold, that's for sure. But I just took 8.5 by 5 inch pieces of cardstock, craft cardstock, scored it at 3.5 inches to give me my fold over, and that way it still left a little bit of the inside showing. And then this inside piece is 5 by 5, so I cut my pattern paper down to 4 7/8 by 4 7/8, just so there was an 1/8 inch border around, like you could still see the craft border behind it. And then my white cardstock is 4 1/4 by 4 1/4, and then when I get my prints in, I can cut them down. They'll be 4 by 6 size prints. I can cut them down to 4 by 4, and they'll fit right there on the inside with a nice white border. And then also when I close it, that white border will also be an extra border around my journal card up here. Then again, on the inside here, this was just a little poinsettia stamp that I used in either corner. And then I added some washi tape on the back of the journal card piece just to give the inside some interest, because it was just all like kind of party on the top, business on the bottom kind of thing. It was just a lot going on up here and nothing down here. So I added some washi just for a touch of color, and then I added the stamps just to give some interest to where I'm going to write my message. And then on the outside here, the fold, my flap here is 3.5 by 5 inches. And so I, again, cut my paper down to be an 1/8 inch smaller all the way around so that there was some craft border still showing. My journal card piece here, the craft layer is 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. And then on this particular card, I used a cut apart from the Cozy Lodge pad. And when I cut it down, it came out to be, I think, 2 3/4 inches wide instead of 3. And so I just cut it down. It was actually longer, and so I just cut it to be 3 3/4. So I also added a white cardstock matte layer to make it equivalent to a 3 by 4 journal card. So, and then again down here, I felt like it needed some more interest, so I added a strip of washi tape on the outside as well. The washis that I used is this Christmas stripe, which is from Echo Park, the holly, which is also from Echo Park, and then this red and green plaid, which is just from Michael's. And then in most cases, I mixed and matched the patterns that are on the inside and the patterns that are on the outside, and was just trying to use up scraps from this pad. So there are 2 where I was able to use a cut apart from the pad. These are the only horizontal cut aparts that would actually fit. And then on the rest of them, I had to use these little journal cards I made from my silhouette. I just took this cut file with the tree inside the back of the truck and the Merry Christmas, converted it to a print file, printed it out on some white cardstock, and cut it down into a 3 by 4 inch piece to use as my journal card. This one actually has both the same on the inside and out because I had a lot of scraps of that dark holly. This one, there's a whole lot of plaid going on here between the plaid washi tape, the little gingham, black and white here in the plaid, but I love plaid. Just the other examples of the ones that I made. And I tried to pick the rustic. Well, really, I was just using up any scraps that I could, and most of them were rustic other than the glitter plaid piece. But they were a lot of fun. I'm excited about these Christmas cards, and I got to use up some of the scraps from this pad, which is good. And all I need to do is get my prints back from Shutterfly so I can add those in, write my message, and get them sent off. I think this is the earliest I've ever had my Christmas cards done. I'm usually one of those people who I'm so caught up in like craft shows and filling orders that it's like mid-December and I'm like, oh my gosh, I haven't even done my cards yet. So usually scrambling at the last minute, but got my cards done, so I'm excited, and I've used up a good amount of paper from my pad. So that's my card share today. I hope you guys are having a wonderful holiday season so far and that you're having a crafty December. Thanks so much for your time today. Bye.